So let's choose. Let's get on our feet now. If we make the decision right now to choose better over bitter. That's all I want to know. All I ask for every day is a peace that surpasses all understanding. My little mind is incapable sometimes of seeing the big picture, the better picture. And so all I ask for, Lord, give me peace beyond understanding, comprehension. That's what I want. Give me a little more, Daisy. Give me a little more.
Listen to me. I know you're scared. Your heart is bleeding. But what are you gonna do now? I think it's time you break free and keep walking and walking, walking, though it seems so far. No, it doesn't really matter who you are. Say there's one thing that I know. Oh, life it can leave you so bitter, 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 bitter. But you must believe that it gets better, 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 better. Dry your eyes, close your eyes, send a prayer to the sky. I know it's hard to fight, but you must believe that it gets better, 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 better. It gets better, better, so much better, better, so much better. Say that I know it gets better, better, it gets better, better, so much better.
Right. That's powerful. Thank you again. So since we're standing, let's do an affirmation. Repeat after me. Today, I claim the peace that surpasses all understanding. I am centered in divine truth, grounded in love, and guided by the Christ light within me. Fear has no power. Obstacles cannot block me, and grief will not break me. I walk boldly in faith, knowing peace is my birthright, my promise, and my path. And so it is. Amen. You may be seated. Today is Advent Sunday of Peace. And Reverend Wilma opened the door wide for us to talk about that this morning. And so I want to just remind you of some things this morning, some simple things. Peace is not something that you wait for. Wait for, and wait for. It's something that you claim as yours. Why? Because it's your birthright. Now, if you can understand that it's your birthright, you know you have a claim on peace. that can be redeemed at any time. Any moment you decide that you want to experience peace, you have it within you. And you have the claim to that peace. So say with me, peace is my birthright, my foundation, and my guide. Now, with peace as your birthright, your foundation, and your guide, there's a lot we can do. We can be unlimited. And that's what today is all about. Between this service and the Mastermind Workshop, it's helping you to realize what is your birthright, your foundation, and your guide. Peace, be still, is what Daisy was telling us. And so today, the problem is that we're facing this moment where we go through this fog. Anybody know what fog is? Fog, fear, obstacles, and grief. Think about that. Adam, you're a counselor, just like me. Think about all the clients that we see and how we try to get them over the different hurdles that they face in life to get to where they want to be. It usually comes down to three things. Dr. Leslie, you got the PhD. And it usually comes down to these three things, right? The fear, the obstacles, and the grief. Now reflect on your life right now. Go back into the vault of your memory and just think about what's been holding me back for so long. Now I could go into the DSM 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and pull out a medical term for you. But it's still going to come down to fear, obstacles, and the grief that just seems to linger on, hang on, and you can't let go of it. But that's what it is. We go through the fog. But some of us don't go through the fog. We get stuck in the fog. Has anybody ever experienced fog? I mean, really experienced fog. And it's thick fog. And you see it before you, and you have to make a decision whether I'm going to try to get through the fog or stand down. Now, most of us are usually facing the fog with some place to go in mind. And so some kind of way, we have to make the decision. Do I want to go through the fog or wait till it subsides? Anybody know what I'm talking about? The decision to go through the fog or not to go through the fog. There's only two choices, right? Go through the fog, don't go through the fog. Go through the fog, don't go through the fog. That's all it is. There's no middle ground. It's a choice. I'm going to go through the fog, or I'm not going to go through the fog. And that's what it is. And so this is Advent season, the holiday season. And so something comes to mind, that this is the season when we're called to move forward. Remember that song? Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come he to Bethlehem. I sound like the OJs and the Temptations. Give me a Motown contract. Chinese, give it to me. But think about that. That song, what is it doing? It's telling us that there's a place that we need to travel to, Bethlehem. But Bethlehem is not just a physical place, is it? It's a spiritual consciousness connection. Now, not just spiritual consciousness. Notice that I said connection. You can have a place in mind, know about it, but not make the connection. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying Bethlehem represents a consciousness connection that we're supposed to travel to from wherever we are right now. This is where divine truth meets the human experience. Think about that. Divine truth meets the human experience. Let's go a little deeper, can we? So when we talk about stepping into the fog, fear, obstacles, and grief, and making decisions, do we want to travel through those experiences or not? We have a choice. How many of us have already made the decision to go through the fog? You're dealing with something, you've experienced something, and it's very difficult. And it leaves you with this lingering mindset, these thoughts, these feelings and emotions. Do I want to go through the fog? Fog can be very thick. It won't allow you to see past your own hands sometimes. Can't see through the windshield. There's this level of uncertainty. I think I know what I know, but I don't know if I know what I know. You ever been there? Well, you think you know what you know, but you're not sure if you really know what you know, because if you don't know what you know with certainty, you won't go where you want to go. It sounds like the kind of babbling double talk that we do in our minds all the time. I do it all the times. I think I know something, but I don't know something well enough to know that I need to go forward. It's just like in the fog. I've been down the street so many times, but today it has fog, and the fog is so thick and intense that I'm not sure if there's a real road beyond the fog. And so I'm left with the decision, do I go through the fog predicated on what I saw yesterday, which was a road ahead, but I'm not sure that road ahead is ahead right now. You understand? You ever been there? Where the doubt becomes so heavy, it becomes the fog, the fear, the obstacles, and the griefs play that role for us all the time. And so what do you do in the situation where the fog is present and you're not sure if the road ahead is the road ahead that you saw yesterday? Is there light? Is the question. Is there light? What's the commercial about we always leave the light on? The Motel 6? We always leave the light on. And I don't know about you, but my life is like a Motel 6. The light is always on. Sometimes it might not shine as clearly, as brightly, but the light is always on. In Unity Principles, we always talk about the light is always on. In Unity Village, there's always a light on, present. And so if you can see the light through the fog, just follow the light. That's too easy, right? That's too easy. Just to say, focus on the light in the fog and keep moving forward, right? It would be too easy for me to say that the Christ light shines all the time and it is your North Star. Wouldn't that be too easy? And if you look at me like, that sounds good, but what does it really mean? How is it applicable? I like that word, applicable. How is it applicable to my life? Say this with me. The Christ light is my North Star, always shining, always guiding. Now, here it is. Standing under truth principles becomes your light. Now, why do I use that precarious style of language? Standing under truth principles. Why don't I say standing on truth principles? Understanding. Somebody just got a Christmas gift. They said, oh. But think about it. We always seek understanding. And I don't want us to move when we understand. I want us to stand under truth principles. Do you understand the difference? Standing on principles and standing under truth principles. Still don't understand, right? You got it? Y'all get it yet? Not enough. Y'all don't? No, not yet. Let's go deeper, Reverend Glenn. Peace beyond understanding. Think about that. Peace beyond understanding what I can comprehend, my human self. Remember we said Bethlehem represents divine truth meeting the human self. And so when we look at truth principles that we stand on, it's three that I want to mention today. The omnipresence of God. God is always here, always guiding. The power of divine love. Love dissolves fear and lights the way. The law of divine order. Everything is unfolding perfectly. And when it doesn't seem like it, it still is. All is well. And all is in divine order. Let's say that together. All is well, and all is in divine order. Standing under truth principles. And we say, omnipresence of God, power of divine love, divine order is in order. Those three truth principles are what we're supposed to be standing under. This is no different than we say, I want to go, but I need some reassurance. The reassurance are these three principles. Problem is, we put a cap on everything. What's the cap that we put on? Every time we want to control, we want to analyze, and we want to predict. Is that right? We cap our lives, we cap our movement, we cap our ideas, Brett, on the idea of I live by a cap. Anybody wear a cap in here? Most of us do all the time. We live with a cap on our mind, our body, our spirit, because we're always thinking, I got to control the situation. I got to analyze the situation, and I got to predict the future. That's what we do. And it puts us in a place, it puts us in a box, and we can't get out of the box. And there I am, Glenn in the box. I want to get out, and I can't get out because I want to control everything. I want to overanalyze to paralysis, and I want to predict the future. Anybody like me? Tell the truth. Shame the devil today. I confess. I'm a control freak. Anybody else in here, raise your hand if you're a control freak. Join me afterwards for breakfast. But I do, I'm a control freak. I analyze and I overanalyze, Brandon. You know me, don't I? I want the best possible outcome. So if it takes me 77 million scenarios to get to the best one, that's what I do. It's what I do because I want to predict the future. Michael, I want to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that the step that I'm about to take in this fog just do it, he says. Michael, I can't just do it. I want control. I want to analyze and I want to predict the future. And you're telling me be like Nike and just do it. What I'm saying is go back. Pick up those three principles. Charles Fillmore talked about this inner peace. And he said we can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. That's what he says. And so the question for me and for you too is, do you have peace within? Peace within. Because you can't have peace within if you are like me. And all you want to do is control, analyze, and predict. So now, let's take off the cap. Can everybody just take off the cap? Just do that little motion like that. I'm going to take off the cap. Lee, you got to do this with us. Take off the cap. take off the track, that cap, and repeat after me. I make peace with myself by standing under divine truth. I make peace with myself by standing under divine truth. Now, we're in the season. We talk a lot about Mary and the wise men. And we say, well, what does Mary and the wise men have to do with this whole idea of the fog? Because they had to go through the fog. That's the whole Christmas story. We talked about it. Mary, this teenager, being told, as an unwed mother, you're going to have this baby and do something great. And she's faced with the fears, the obstacles, and the grief. I have to leave the safety of where I am, the person I am, and become something new. It's just like the wise men standing in the field. All they saw was a North Star symbolizing divine guidance. But then the fear sets in. Is this a greater calling on my life? With that, do I let go of the fear? All the obstacles present. Remember, they didn't have cell phones back then. Weren't any street lights back then. There weren't any paved roads. Weren't any 7-Elevens on the journey. No cars. So we're basically talking about either you're walking or possibly riding a horse. All the conveniences that they were used to. Do I make the decision to leave those comforts of the familiar? Does anybody in here suffer from the comfort of the familiar and not being able to let it go? A lot of us do. The comfort of the familiar that we can't let go to move forward through the fog. Yes, the wise men had grief because they were leaving the familiar for something unfamiliar. And so we think about it. They went through the fog. They made the decision to go through the fog. And you ask yourself, have I been through the fog? I've been through some thick fog in my life. Every time something happens, it seems like this fog, this chaos, this confusion came across my life. You know my story. I'm 2 days away from the anniversary of my twins' transition. Unexpected, unwanted, undesired, but it happened at 48 years of age. And we had promised that we were going to take a trip on our 50th birthday. And we said we were saving up for it. And we said we were going to do that because my brother died at 48. And we said that because my mom and dad died prematurely and we never saw them take a trip out of Detroit. So we said we have to start living at a higher level. Every job I didn't get, every promotion I didn't get, it's a grieving process. And I grieve just like it's a death. Everything's a death to me when I don't get what I want. I'm highly competitive. I don't like to lose. I like what I want, the way I want it, when I want it. Is anybody like that in here? Am I the only one? But you're always asking, when those fog moments come, why did this happen? Why did it have to happen to me? Why do good people have to suffer? And why couldn't this thing, this experience, this diagnosis stay away from me? Why me? Anybody ever asked that question? Why me? And maybe you didn't do it outwardly, but inner you was saying, why me? Why now? Even if you're a good person, better than me, did you ever ask, why do I have to experience this? I don't want it. Peace doesn't come with answers. I want you to leave out knowing that peace doesn't come with answers. Peace comes with trust. Trust in the divine. Peace comes with faith. Trust, faith. Peace comes when you stop trying to fight your way out of the fog. Stop fighting your way forward and understand, like we started this message, that peace is your divine birthright. It's the foundation. It's the truth. Christ's consciousness begins to whisper to you, my peace I leave you. My peace I give you. Jesus said that through the Christ consciousness. Listen to it. My peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. And all you have to do is claim it. Claim it as yours. Activate it and live it out. And so how can I trust in the moment? Becomes the question that we ask ourselves all the time, even after all the lessons taken in. How can I trust in the moment? My peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. But in the moment, I'm still unsure whether I want to go through the fog. With all the knowledge that I have, all the skills, all the degrees, all the affirmations, all the passages, I'm still not sure if I want to go through the fog. That fog. Step by step. We still have to make the decision that I need to get beyond the fog. So how do we practice peace through the fog? How do we get through the fog and still have peace? Somebody asked me to answer that question. Glad you asked, Steve. And here it is. We're standing under truth principles, but now we're saying, I need to do three things. I need to affirm the truth, meaning I stand under divine truth. I am at peace no matter what. Say that with me. I am at peace no matter what. And next we focus on the light. There is always a light that guides you through all the fog. And I've been trying to test this because I anticipated this message coming up for Advent, this message on peace. I anticipated it, Brett, that I might be the person, that might be the minister called to deliver this message on Peace Advent Sunday. And so I've been doing a 3-part experience that led to an experiment on fog. So every day, I've been going out, Dr. Leslie, and looking for fog and foggy situations. Anybody ever do those kind of experience and experiments of the experiences that you want to have? So I've been looking for fog, on the lookout every morning, driving to the gym, looking for a street with fog, on the way to work, looking for the street with fog. Everywhere I go, just looking for fog. Because I want to conduct my experiment on fog and see if it's right. That if I affirm the truth, I am at peace no matter what, and go through the fog. And then I focus on the light. Is there light through the fog? Is what I was trying to find out. Is there light in every fog-bound situation? Can everybody say fog-bound? I just wanted to hear if you could say fog-bound. But in that fog-bound scenario, I've been looking for light. And the amazing thing about this, brother, is that in every foggy situation, there's been light. And all you have to do is look through the fog, through the fear, through the obstacles, and through the grief. And you see this light. And all you have to do is follow the light. Follow the light, and you make it through the fog. And the amazing thing about this is when you go through the fog, you realize that your path was always present, even though you couldn't see it. And so then the last piece is that we just trust the journey. We move forward. Even if you can't see the step ahead, take the step ahead. How is that trusting your faith? How about that for trusting your faith? Saying, I'm going to take the step ahead, even if I'm not sure about the step ahead. I'm still going to take the step. I'm not going to wait. That's what this is about, this journey to Bethlehem. And so one question for you. Will you go on that road to Bethlehem this year? Not wait till next Advent season, but come on the journey right now. Repeat after me. I will follow the light, trust the journey, and find my peace. So will anybody come on the journey to Bethlehem with us this Advent season? Will you trust yourself enough to take the step, even if you don't know the step to take? Just believe and faith your way through the fog, the fear, the obstacles, the grief. It's life. Life is made to live. And we can't become stagnant. We have to become better, not bitter. Maybe we'll all stand and let's indulge me in what could be my last affirmation request of you. Yeah, foggy. Just say this with me. I am guided by the peace that surpasses all understanding. I stand under divine truth, grounded in love, aligned in order, and shining with the Christ light within me. My path is clear, my heart is calm, and my soul is at peace. The Christ light is my North Star, guiding me step by step to my Bethlehem, where all things are made new. And so it is. Amen. Renaissance Union, brothers and sisters, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for having me this morning. And just know that we can make it through the fog and become better. Thank you.